stage of the garden restoration. A bit more interesting this time. This decking needs to go. It's a bit fucked. I mean, it's got moss growing on it over there. It's got paint on it there. It's starting to rot. You can see, look, there's a hole developing there where it's rotting away. There's a hole there that's rotting away. Yeah, you just put too much weight on that, you're going to go through. Also, Bella, aka Bellend here, sort of hastened my decision to do this by chewing a fucking great hole in it. Now, if we look carefully under here, zoom in there. Oh, yeah, thank you, Bella. Thanks for licking the screen. It's not just earth under there. And if we look, say, in these gaps here, yes, thank you, Bella. And in there, there's hard standing underneath. I think these steps here, once part of a stone-flanked patio, and previous owners of this house have just built the decking over the top of it. So what we're going to do, we're going to get the old screwdriver out, unscrew a couple of planks and see what we can see underneath. If we go over to this other hole in the decking over here, you can see there's more evidence of hard standing under there as well. Also, this path at the side of the house just stops, but I think there's meant to be a step there. So let's pull up a few planks, see what we can see. Start here. Good start. That rotten just came straight out. There's a screw. Try a different head on it. There is a patio under here. It's going to need a hell of a clean. Also, these screws, that one I was able to get it to rotate, but it was that bloody rotten. It wasn't coming out. That one, I couldn't even get the drill in, I just had to snap the fucker off. I think that's going to be the case a lot of the way down. At least I know what's under here now. I think these boards are mostly going to be fecked, but these supports look to be a different type of timber, and they still look to be in okay nick. I'll try not to waste anything here. So if we can reuse as much of this timber as we can for other projects, then we're on to a winner. Let's see what else we can get dug up. I think if we go towards the house first, as you can hear, my next door neighbour's doing a bit of DIY as well. His is more constructive than destructive, but never mind. Yeah, let's see what we can rip up and see what we can see. Little glass TV stands. Seems everyone in the fucking world had one of these. I didn't want to throw it away, but no one would take it off my hands either, so it's used to store potted plants now. See, so many of these screws have been out in the elements. You try and undo them and the head just rounds off and the threads are rotten anyway. I think it's going to be a crowbar job more than it is a screwdriver job. Perhaps spoke a bit too soon on these support beams. This one's rotten to fuck on the end. Let's get it up. Need a hammer, dogs. Ear defenders. Nothing. Inside. Go on. Good girl. Go on, inside. Go on, it's gonna get noisy out here. Go on, girl. Good girl. You stay there. Looks like I need a coffee. It also looks like it's been done in sections. Does this? Also, so far it's coming up kind of easily. I mean, the planks are pulling off quite easily. But I was really hoping it would be a matter of just unscrewing everything. That would require considerably less energy. Fuck me, I'm thirsty already. Let's go get a coffee, shall we? I put this together. Decided to just use, obviously the boards that they bought weren't long enough to make it all the way across. So I just laid it as far as I could. I put a load of short pieces at one end. What you meant to do is put a long piece and short piece, and a long piece and short piece at the other end. Once you get this line going up, so I'm ripping these bits out. So let's try, shall we? Well, if I didn't need a shower before, I do now. I think what I shall do, before we go any further now, is go and get myself some eye protection. Right. That's interesting. Interesting. Different types of board.
No, he's not a good boy, darling.
Okay, right, that's section done. Now, I'm quite glad with it. Oh, step over this big pile of wood that I've left. Yeah, looks to be a full stone patio underneath. It's not in the best of condition. I mean, this broken one here, you put your foot on it, it's not really supported by anything. That should be easily fixed. This one is broken as well, but doesn't move when you stand on it. I think it's perhaps just years of neglect, and it probably wasn't built very well in the first place. That one's got a bit of a wobble, but it does seem to have reasonably good foundations. And if you look down here, you can see there looks to be gaps underneath it. Whoever built it, and you look here, put almost like the corners of the stones on concrete and left the middle just open. I mean, that would save you some money, but it's shit. You can look over there as well. Another gap underneath it. So, I'm getting quite hungry. And what we've done so far is the easy part. If you look over here, this next lot of planks, they go all the way across, right over to the cave and the house. So they're going to be a lot harder to pull up. I want to get some of them up whole as well. Now, a few of these did break, but most of them came up whole, but they were a lot shorter and easy to rip up. I'd like to get some of those up whole. As I'm doing this, I'm having ideas of what I can reuse the timber for. Quick bite to eat first though, and I need to clear some of this shit off before we go any further. But yeah, proper fucking starving at the moment. You got yourself stuck, haven't you, Muffin? That huge pile of wood. I told you not to hang around. I told you to go inside. Come on then. Oh, you're just going to look at me and wait for me to fix it, are you? Come on, then. Don't run away. Come here, you. Where are we going? Where are we going? Go on, go down there. Good girl. Okay, right, let's do a bit more. Not doing very much today. It's due to rain. Well, it was due to start raining 20 minutes ago. It might try soon. Also, I've been working today and dealing with members of the public is just exhausting. Right. Okay. Yeah. Just get the fuck off my phone and just don't ring us ever again. You're clearly a fucking idiot. Just fuck off. So yeah, we're not going to get that much done today, but I do want to have a go ripping up some of these long planks. See how easy or how hard they come up. So yeah, let's go get us PPE on and see what we can get done. Where'd I put my crowbar? Nothing. Smile, I think. Can you get inside? Can you get inside? Come on now. first interesting find under the decking. Looks like an old style pound coin. It's the same size and shape as one, but it's got a young Queen Elizabeth II on it, which means it's really quite old. They changed the portrait to make her look older because, well, she is older. Changed it some time ago, so we'll keep hold of that. These aren't legal tender anymore, but we'll give it a clean up a little bit later, see what we can see. Take a look at this. This wobbly old bit of fence post that formed this like railing that goes along here. It's mostly hidden by the bushes. Bits of it there. That is held on with about 10 times as many screws as each one of these decking planks. I mean, the more DIY I do about this house, in all the years I've lived here now, and the more of other people's handiwork I have to take apart or modify, the less any of it makes any fucking sense. But we're nearly there. What's going on, Muffin? Yeah? You don't like all this, do you, girl? Yeah. It'll look pretty cool when it's done, though, won't it? Yeah. Yeah, it will. Another semi-interesting find. Looks like a random bit of ribbon. But if we look closely, it looks to be some sort of Coco Chanel. Got a perfume bottle, reindeer stars. Looks like someone got some perfume for Christmas one year. Interesting. Another bit of a find. This thing, which on its own is, yeah, just a bit of wire. The thing is, I found another one of these when I was clearing out the cave. Now, it means something, and it's for something, but I don't know what. So I have 2 of these now. I know they're for something important, or they're important for something, but I don't know what yet. So I'll put that away in the cave. Hopefully one day I'll figure out what they're for. What are you doing, Bella? That was somewhat satisfying. Old drill bit, just found. Rusty, it's obviously been under there a while, but if you look at the tip, actually alright. I bet this was brand new when it was dropped. So again, try and clean that up, might be useful. Fucking hell. Right, well, I'm about ready to call that a day. I've got all the planks up. We only suffered 5 that completely broke apart. A few others, like the end broke or they cracked, but they might still be usable in a future project. And yeah, it's looking good. If we look down here, apart from being covered in dirt, the patio that's underneath is remarkably intact. This corner concerns me a little. You can see there's a gap there that widens and it sort of sinks away. And of course we've got the broken tile there. But once we've got everything up, we can deal with that. It's not the end of the world. So yeah, we're on 1% battery on the old phone. So we're going to call that it for the recording. The only thing left that I'm going to do is pull up all the nails and screws that are left in these boards, just so it's a little bit safer for the dogs to come in and out. And then we're going to go and get some dinner. So I'm fucking starving. So yeah, we'll call that end of day 2, I think. Right, next stage of the decking slash patio job. Haven't quite thought of a title for this video yet. We need to get the last of it up so that I can do a bit of work on the patio underneath. What's in the way though at the moment is all these bloody bushes. Now there's a few nettles there. The nettles out here, because the soil we have been so fertile, are fucking strong. You get stung by one of them, it stings for days. They're proper bastards. We've also got this, I'm not sure what it is. It's not quite a rose bush, but similar. As pretty as the flowers are, it flowers like once or twice a year, and it's going to be very much in the way. So that needs to go. And then there's all this over here, which I don't even know what this crap is, but it's, yeah, it needs to go as well. So as you can probably hear, next door's doing some pruning. Well, industrial pruning. We're going to do the same, get all this crap cleared, and then we can start ripping the rest of this up. This timber that's down here is a bit mucky, and there's a few places that are rotten, like over there where Bella's just walking now. But otherwise, it's in pretty damn good nick, and I've had I've had a pretty good idea what I'm going to do with that afterwards. That'll be a subject of another very big project and very long video. So let's get started ripping all this crap out. nipples. Because of course. Feel myself getting sunburnt in this weather. About 32 degrees at the moment. Well, no, it's fucking PPE. Forgot my sun cream. Fuck's sake. That's better. Sun cream. You really should consider part of your PPE in this weather. It's essential. I could feel myself burning. It itches like fuck. And of course later you have sunburn. Yeah. The only thing is I can't find any of my fucking sun hats either. Lord knows where they've gone. I used to have like a big collection of hats, but fuck knows. I could do with wearing shorts as well, but once I'm doing all this, it's probably not a good idea, which is why I'm wearing these work pants. They're thick, heavy fabric. I'm sweating my bollocks off. I have an idea. I should point out at this point that it's a pretty insane idea that almost definitely won't work.
We have a plan.
We should point out at this moment it is a fairly terrible plan.
And almost certainly won't work. I was happy with fairly terrible. Sorry, just thinking out loud.
Bit that I put the camera on, naturally. Right, I'm gonna have to pull this last bit up. I was hoping not to have to, but never mind. Change of camera angle, given that I'm going to be ripping up the thing that camera's on. This stuff I just need to throw in the bin. Right, a bit of food in me. It is getting hotter. It's getting into the afternoon now. You'd have thought it'd be cooling down, but fuck me, is it hot. Right, we're going to position the tripod there, and we're going to try and lift this frame up. Now, I have very good reasons for wanting to try and get it up whole. I mean, it may break up, but if I can get it up in one piece, I have another much larger project in mind for it. Oh, that was a good burp. Right, let's give it a go. It is fucking hot today. It just saps all your energy, fuck me. I think if we can get this frame up, I'm going to call it a day. Because I'm just making such slow progress with this. killing myself doing it. There's other stuff I can be doing inside where it's a bit cooler. Alright, let's give it a try and see what happens. I guess I've gone with the shorts because I was cooking. Much cooler now. I'm still sweating like fuck. What am I doing, Archer? What am I doing? Fuck's sake. Well, let's get this small bit up first, then, shall we? Oh, get off, you piece of shit. Bits broke. They were a bit rotten anyway, but most of it survived. The gate survived as well. That could be useful. Now let's see if we can get this piece up. Muffin, go inside. Muffin. Muffin, go inside. Good girl. I know, it's hot, isn't it? That's not inside, that's just part of outside, isn't it? Eh? That's the same bit of outside that we were just in. Could not be more in the way. Archer, get out of the way. Good boy. Right, so that was, well, limited success. I was hoping to get this piece and that piece off in one, but it didn't happen. Basically, it broke at one end, at that far corner, which then meant it was coming up in two bits no matter what, and then it naturally, of course, it broke at the bottom, completely twisted it off. But we did manage to get a sizable chunk of it off. I'll zoom out. This bit, which is a good 8 feet that way, and I don't know, at least 12 that way. Now the plan I have with this, because this is building timber, is this, and the other day when I was taking the rest of the decking apart, I realised what this reminded me of, and it's those timber framed houses that are very popular in America. I don't know why they keep making them out of these sorts of things. You alright, Bella? I don't know, maybe they think wood is a superior building material, or maybe they just like houses that burn well, I don't fucking know. But out the front of the house, I've been trying to work out a way of building myself a garage for quite some time. Not for keeping cars in, I think that'd be too big, although it'd be nice, but yeah. But no, just somewhere where I can have my tools. I could bring, say if I'm working on the engine, I could bring like the front half of the car in and have all my tools and materials out front, and it's a bit of shelter in winter rather than doing everything out on the driveway. And it's just extra storage space, which I badly lack in this house. And the idea was this would form one of the walls of it. Now there's a few bits. If I go over here, you can see this corner here is quite badly rotten, so that'll need to be cut out and replaced. In fact, a lot of this edge here is quite bad, but the bulk of it, so if we have a look along here, is actually in pretty good nick, despite me roughly ripping it apart. So with a bit of work, that could form the wall of the garage. Now at the front of the house, there's like an L-shaped bit. So two of the walls are already there. So all I would need is this third wall, which will be this, and then to put doors on the front of it. Now I had been eyeing up a big plastic shed / garage at Costco, but it was over £1,000, and I just didn't see a point in the near future when I would be able to afford that. Especially not with the cost of living crisis at the moment. But now that I have this, that's like a kickstart. So I'm quite happy with that. Just got to find somewhere to store it in the meantime, because I have several other projects on the go that need finishing first before I start that. Otherwise, the place is just going to be a shit tip. I mean, look, it already looks like a fucking building site now. So I need to find somewhere to store this that's safe, both for it and me. Where the fuck do you put the wall of a house? Also, it is fucking roasting out here now. Even my camera is complaining it's too hot. So I think we might have to go inside, have a bit of a break. Okay, right. I've figured it out. We are going to storage for these bits. We're going to drag them down the bottom of the garden and put them up against the shed for now. They'll be nice and out of the way and mostly out of sight until we can get around to using them. It's about 8:30 at night now, or 8:30 in the evening. It's not really night time. And I'll try and angle the camera away from the sun. It's started to cool down a bit, so we can do a bit more work. What I want to do is basically just clear all of the stone flags for the patio and get them hosed down so we know exactly what we're looking at. And do you know what, I think with all the dirt and crap moved out of the way, it'll probably look quite nice, and that's before we even do any work on it. Once we've done that, things left to do. Still need to finish clearing the plants. Unfortunately, this bush, whilst I was able to get rid of most of it, the bottom bit down there is just way too thick for my strimmer to handle, and there is thorns on it as well. So that will take some doing digging it up. The nettles I'm just going to kill with weed killer, and the same over here. Some of the lower down I got, of course the thicker it got, my trimmer just couldn't handle it. So that will have to be axes, saws and spades to rip that up. So, also got a few apples growing. Next door has an apple tree, and one of the branches has clearly grown through the fence. So there was a few apples that I found along the way. But yeah, for now, I'd be happy if we can just get this clear before it gets, well, before the sun goes down completely. Right, let's fucking get on with it. Let's found something new and exciting to do. Gate post can stay up here because I have an idea on what I want to do with the gate. So that's all there. That can stay up here for now. Yeah, I've been in need of a gate. Gates are surprisingly expensive. Screw that back in there. That's what I used to hang the hose pipe on. Yeah, gates are surprisingly expensive. Now I have a spare one. Tell you what, if I'm ever at a stage of my life when I need to use a walking stick, I'm going to use this. It's the right height, it's got a handle on it. Yeah, it's just perfect for me, is that? Also, I won't get any fucking young hoodlums stealing our pension money now, would I? Little shits. Let's save the heaviest till last. I'd rather store this in a different place actually. Let's see if we can make room for it. Yeah, given this is probably the bit that I'm going to use to build my garage, which is the other side of that gate, I'd rather not drag it all the way down the bottom of the house just to bring it all the way back up again. So we're going to try make a bit of space down this alleyway, which is where I've thrown all the old boards, and see if we can just prop it up against the side of the house. Should be okay. Hopefully it doesn't break my gutter in. See what we can do. I need a little space down the side, so if I just chunk this up there. I will admit, as much as I like building stuff out of scrap materials, a lot of that is probably going to end up as firewood. I've sort of got some ideas on what I want to do with it. Haven't really fleshed anything out yet. Same with all this crap here. Yeah, there's a fair bit of good timber there, but I think for every foot of good timber there's probably just as much rotten stuff that just needs throwing away. I haven't quite decided what I want to do with it all yet. I've got a few things I could do. Right, we need to move the camera out of the way and see if we can slide this down there. This could be a pain in the ass. Could be, will be. You really do pick the worst places to sit, don't you, Muffin? You could not be more in the way. Again. Just gonna wag your stupid little tail at me. Fella, here. Go that way. Go on. Go. Need another fucking shower after this. Good. Right. That was easier than I thought it was going to be. It's still pretty friggin' warm. Glass of water. I'll probably carry on, do the best. I have to say, I'm really impressed with these gloves so far. It's the first time I've using them. Well, they're just Stanley work gloves. I do like Stanley tools, I think they're quite decent. Thread's coming away a bit there. It seems okay. Snap that away. There we go. There's enough stitching there, that should be okay. But yeah, nothing has managed to stab me through it. They're looking worn in on the inside, but still in good condition. We'll keep an eye on that stitching. That could prove to be an issue later, but yeah. Can't remember where I got them from. Probably Wilko. I get a lot of stuff like this from Wilko. But yeah. See, before when I was doing stuff like this, I used to use gardening gloves, which, whilst they're made of exactly the same material, somehow just didn't quite work as well. They're good for gardening, but any sort of other work, they weren't all that good. But yeah, some of these seem to be holding up a bit better. Maybe they're just slightly thicker material, I don't know. Then again, I got the extreme heavy duty gardening gloves, so who fucking knows. What are you doing, Bella? Idea for all these little... These are never going to be used for anything. You know, I could keep hold of them for a year and maybe find a use for one small piece of it. What's the point? May as well just get rid of it now. And we shall use this. Now, if you're watching this at home, kids, this is not the correct technique. Someone in the past had an arm's length pooper scooper with telescopic handle. Do you know, actually, I think they left it behind, you know. Looking at the diagram on it, I did have something like this and it was left here by the previous owner. Clearly they just stuffed the packaging under the decking. Probably good practice as well, this. When winter comes and the government doubles everyone's fuel bills for the second time in a year. Thanks a lot, you tory bastards. This is probably the only way we'll have to keep warm. We'll be able to heat the fucking house, that's for sure. The choice is going to be freezing to death or starving to death. That's Britain in 2022 for me. Curious piece of wood. I thought it was a copper tube or a hook or something at first. I've shut the door so the smoke doesn't go in the house. Muffin is sat through the side of the window. She's just staring intently at the fire. Seems the law of looking at a campfire works for dogs as well as people. Oh, well, don't sniff it and they won't go up your nose, will it, Bella? Putting the lid on like that helps it build heat inside. Now, when you're using those to, say, incinerate garden waste, that's quite moist, has a lot of water in it. So you need a lot of heat to burn it. Otherwise, all you end up with is a lot of smoke, a lot of half-burnt wood and ash everywhere. But when you get the lid on, that will get incredibly hot in there, and you'll end up with very little ash at the bottom, and it'll all be that really fine powdery stuff, none of the big black chunks. And then once it's cool, you can just dispose of it. I mean, when it's the fine powdery stuff, you can just, it's harmless. You can just, sprinkle it out in some soil, put it in your green bin if you like. That's it. As long as it's cool, jobs are good, and you can just dispose of it however you like. So yeah, that's why I've popped the lid on now. Right, last bit of sweeping, and I'm going to give it a rinse down. Oh, that's great, Archer. Yeah, just pee on me timber. Yeah. Yeah, interesting. Get it in shot. The only bit out of all of this that looks like it was actually built properly, this was that way down in concrete, just in the corner here, just out of shot. And the bit that was in the concrete has rotten away to nothing. There's a lot of woodlouse in it, they've all gone hidden away now. You can see a few of them running around. Yeah, I think may have just ruined some sort of underground little sanctuary for the little critters. But yeah, it's the only bit that seemed to have been done properly, because despite being rotten away to almost nothing, it did take some pulling up out of the ground, and it was still supporting all that corner of the decking and the gate post. So I might just put that back, Muffin found the warm spot in the stones and plonked her ass on it. Right, let's have some hosing.
Alright, let's do this.
You can see me riding on the pavement. Young kids, they're growing up in basements. Online, a whole new generation. I'ma make mine, so you better go take it. Always they need a new replacement. Decentralized, can't contain it. We're changing lives, yeah, upgrading. Call it suicide of the older generation. What keeps you up at night?
Alright, that's not what actually happened. Cameron Diaz didn't turn up and help in any way whatsoever. That only happened in my head. This is what actually happened. That's right where the incinerator was. The stones are nice and warm. Just parked her ass on it, as you do. You're not going to like what I'm going to do in a minute then, Muffin. Get in there. Interesting. bit of water on this tile here. Makes a noise like it's loose, but it's not. Whatever. That'll do for tonight. Alright, love. What do you think?
Well, better than do that for sure.
All that manky decking, John.
What's that? What's that thing?
It's an incinerator. Loads of little bits of wood that I'm never going to use for any sort of project, so I'll just leave it now and then let them stack up everywhere. I don't think we're going to wake up again. Ah, that's true. Yeah, it still needs a bit of a clean, but nothing earlier. The incinerator was over here, with lots of fibre, and I moved it as I was working. Muffin goes and sits on the warm bit of stone underneath. I went over and said, oh yeah, it's warm. She thinks I'm moving her along. She moved for a bit and then she went and sat back down. I was like, yeah, it's nice here. Right, that'll do for tonight. Dinner time. Alright, well, it's now the following morning because it was getting on for 10 o'clock at night last night and we were really starting to lose the light. And it looks even better in the day. I think I managed to wash most of the dirt away, although I could have been at it for hours and still be finding some. But I'm quite impressed with this. It's not completely even. I think you can probably see even on this camera angle, it slopes away in that back corner. And we get this big gap that widens and we follow up that way. But, except for a few over there, all of these tiles are lovely and secure. This is pretty well built. It needs a bit of TLC. But yeah, I'm quite happy with this. I'm debating whether or not I put some work into levelling it off. I don't think I'm gonna. I think I'll just fill the gaps left with concrete because, yeah, the amount of material and effort I'd have to put into levelling that off, it's just not worth it. Also, I don't quite know why that one tile is a different colour to all the others. Whatever. So, yeah, I'm quite happy with that. We're not doing any more work on it today. I'm going shooting. I know, Bella. I'm going shooting, and I'm not going to be filming the shooting day. I just want a day of doing nothing. I seem to either be working my day job or making YouTube videos nowadays, and it's kind of like a day off. So, yeah, we'll call that it for this stage of it. And next stage is going to be, still got to get all that up. All those old plants need digging up and getting rid of so we can open it up. It needs a good clean, and of course I need to tidy up all the crap that's around. But so far it's going well, I'm quite happy with that. Oh, we'll have a quick look in the incinerator. So I was talking about that last night. Oh. That is what I mean. You leave the lid on, it builds up a massive amount of heat, and you just get a tiny bit of white ash left over at the bottom. There. And you see, that's just dust. So later we can just dispose of that normally in a bin. Put the lid back on for now. There we go. Right, so yeah, I think next stage is going to be those ruddy plants.